Or hello, good morning. Today I am going to start with a new topic, removing the weeds or removing the weeding. Weeds means some unwanted plants which grow along with a cultivated crop are called weeds. When we grow a crop in the field, some unwanted plants also germinate with the crop and they grow simultaneously with the our crop. And when we provide water or minerals, fertilizers to the plants by spraying or any way, these unwanted plants also get a lot of fertilizers, water, sunlight, and space, and they consume all these necessary nutrients which is required for the our growing crop, and they create reduction in the crop growth, and also it makes lower the quality of our food grain. So what we do, we need to remove the unwanted plants, that is called weeds, which is our topic, today's topic. So there is need to uproot it. There is need to uproot the unwanted plants time to time, and a very common method or way to remove the weeds or unwanted plant is plowing. During the plowing, the removing or the weeds removed or uprooted easily, and the field is cleared from the unwanted plants. The sum of the variety of unwanted plants, or also called weeds, are wild oat, that is called in common language javi, grass, it is also called ghas, amaranthus, that is called cholai. You can see in this figure easily. These are the some unwanted plants which grow with our crops, and they consume all the required plant nutrients which we provide for our growth, our crops, and its cultivation. So there is need to remove the unwanted plants from time to time. That's why we perform some activities. Here, four commonly unwanted plants grown up with the crop, and one is Chenopodium, that is called Bathua, already you know. Bathua. And what is weeding? A term is here. Weeding. Weeding means it is the process of removing unwanted plants, that is called weeds, from a crop field. And it is very necessary because if we not remove the unwanted plants, they create a deficiency of plant nutrients and water availability, light and spaces between the plant crops, and hence they affect the growth of the our crop. Some weeds or unwanted plants are poisonous for human beings and as well as animals also, and they interfere in harvesting. The best time for the removal of weeds is before they produce flowers and seeds. Why? We say we remove, we want to remove the unwanted plants before they produce flowers and seeds, because if we not remove the plants before they produce seeds and flowers, thus is their seeds spread on the field and they germinate, and all the crops are affected by the a lot of this type of plants. It is done by some implements or tools or instruments like trowel, which is commonly called khurpa, and it is also destroyed by some spraying chemicals, and in some common way we also remove by or uprooted the unwanted plants by hands, which is a time consuming process and it takes more and more time if we want to remove the unwanted plants by selecting one by one. So there is, we may use some chemicals to remove the weeds. These chemicals which is used for removing the weeds or unwanted plants are called weedicides. The various methods for controlling the weeds or eradicate means removing the weeds are: the first is, which is already I said, the removal of weeds by pulling them out with hand, means they remove the weed by hands. This is not as simple as compared to the spraying chemicals or weedicides. It takes more and more time and it is tedious for us because there is required more number of people or farmer to remove the weeds by hands. Some also common method is we can remove the weeds by using khurpa, that is called trowel, which is shown in this figure. Let us see. In figure 22, a man sitting here and want to remove the weights by pulling them or by hand. It takes more and more time. And the second way is we can remove the unwanted plants by using a tool that is called khurpa. It is also called trowel. And in figure 24, this is a special method. We use some chemicals in a spraying way, that is called weedicide. Here we can see in this figure easily. A chemical solution is formed and put inside the container, and by spraying way chemical spread on the plants and it destroy the plants while we spray the weedicides. So there are three methods by which we can remove the unwanted plants from the crop areas. The first one is remove the weeds by hands, by trowel, and by using some weedicides. The common weedicides which are used in the field to remove the unwanted plants are here 2,4-D, MCPA, and butachlor. These are the common weedicides. Commonly in Hindi we called them Kitnasak, and in English we called it weedicides. They are used for the removal of unwanted plants from our crop field. How these weedicides are used? We make solution of these weedicides in water and filled up in a container and sprayed on the standing crop with a sprayer. These weedicides kill or destroy the unwanted plants and they do not damage our main crop which we want to cultivate in the field. These weedicides are sprayed in crop fields before the flowering and seed formation, because if we do not do before its flowering and seed formation, they their seeds spread on the field and they grow, and a number of unwanted plants grow along with our crop. So we uproot the we should uproot the unwanted plants before its seed formation and flowering. These are the three methods which we may remember by Seeing this figure, the next method is harvesting. Harvesting is performed when our crop is matured. Mature means they ready for its cutting and storing in our home or food grain places. It is normally takes 3 to 4 months for a food crop to mature. Means when we cultivate our crop, it takes 3 to 4 months to grow up and they complete with grains and the mature crop when the crop mature it turns into golden yellow color. This change in color from green to yellow it indicates that our crop is ready for harvesting. Harvesting is done by a tool which is shown in figure 26, that is called sickle. In Hindi it is called hasiya, and this tool is used for the harvesting of crop or cutting of crop. It takes more and more time. If you want to cut a large area of crop, we use some modern techniques like harvesters. Nowadays, it is very popular. Standing crop is cut by the some machines. Here, what is harvesting? The cutting and gathering of the matured crop. Matured crop means the crop ready for its cutting and gathering. It's called mature crop. Means the crop which is converted from green into yellow color and the food grain is well prepared for our use. The cutting and gathering of the matured food crop is called harvesting. And when we cut the crop by a sickle, it is called manual harvesting. After the cutting and its gathering, we need to beat out the grains from which we get our food, and this is called threshing. What is threshing? And first of all, if you want to obtain the food from the standing crop or matured crop, first of all we do harvesting process, and then after the harvesting we need to do threshing process. The process of beating out the grains from the harvested crop plants is called threshing. Threshing is done to take out the grain from its outer covering called chaff. Chaff is unwanted part of the plant. The traditional method of threshing is the harvested crop is spread on the ground in a small a small area and various cattle like bullocks, buffalo and camels are made to walk over it. It is a very traditional method where the cattle's feet cross the harvested crop and due to which the chaff breaks up and grains comes out. During threshing, the leaves and stems of the crop plants are converted into very small pieces. Means when the cattle crush the harvested crop, the waste material is break down and food grain come out from it. But see this figure, when we need to harvest a large farm, a motorized machine is used for its threshing process. This is called thresher. It is a modern method and by which we can crush or harvested along with threshing a large area of crop crops. The one word that is called winnowing is also done in this process. The process of separating grain from the waste part, that is called chaff and hay, with the help of wind is called winnowing. It is also a manual method. A combine is a huge machine which cuts the standing crop and also thresh it and separates the unwanted part, that is called chaff, from the grains in one portion. These are the machines which perform combined process simultaneously, threshing and harvesting and threshing. So this is a harvester as well as work as a thresher. Nowadays, this type of machines are mostly used for the harvesting of a crop. The burning of stubs is harmful. Some farmers burn the unwanted part of the crop plants, it causes harmful effect on the environment. First of all, it causes air pollution and it also damages the fertility of our crop, our soil. So the burning of the stubs of crop plants, stubs means the unwanted part of the crop plant in the field, it causes air pollution. It is usually seen like the farmers which have larger area of land for its cultivation, like Punjab, Haryana farmers, they burn the stalks of the crop plants and a smoke is produced which causes air pollution. And also the burning of these stuffs may cause accidental fire to the harvested crop lying in the field and damage it. It means if we burn the stubs of the crops, it may also cause fire to the nearby crops which are not harvested. And also one more harmful effects of this burning of stubs is it causes in or it may damage the fertility of our soil. In our country, in harvesting season, we the people of India celebrate some festival. That festival are called Harvestable Festival. For example, when the crops matured and becomes ready to be harvested, the fields turn golden yellow, and the sight of golden field of standing crop laden with grains, meaning grains is along with the standing crop, fills the heart of the farmer with joy. This period of harvest is of great joy and happiness in all the parts of India, and men and women celebrate the harvest season in the festival. Means farmer, the wealth of a farmer is its crop, and if their crop is grown very well, they have great joy and happiness, and they celebrate some festivals. These are called harvest festivals like Pongal, Baisakhi, Holi, Nabanya, and Bihu. Bihu is celebrated in Assam. Now, let's note some homework. Question number 1 to 8. is your homework. Write down these questions in your homework copy. And next topic I will teach in my next class.